everyone, welcome to the Frugal PA. Today we are going to show you how to navigate the CASPA system, which is the Physician Assistant Program Application System. So I've already created an account for frugalpa@gmail.com and we're going to sign in. Okay. So let's see, I plan to start a program and then you choose when. So let's just say fall of 2021 and hit continue, and then it will give us a list of programs based on that. So here's a list of programs. I'm going to zoom in for you guys. We have Ohio, California, Virginia, let's see, Georgia, Pennsylvania, etc., New Jersey, New York, all these different schools. So in these categories, you have the program name, the level, they're all master's degrees. You have the state, you have the deadlines, you have the start terms, and you have delivery. So it's like on campus, on campus, on campus. Deadlines of March, April, March, let's see, April, March, April, March. All these are in March. So programs normally run, let's see, their applications, they can be due pretty much any month. So most are due in, I would say, November. There's some schools that are due in March, obviously, April, July, August. You know, it really depends on the school and when their start times are. So some schools start in the summer, some start in the fall, some start in the spring. So it really depends on when that program will start, whenever the deadline will be. So let's just pick a couple of these. Let's say that we want to apply to Ashland University. So we're going to hit that plus sign and see it's got a check mark now. So then we can add more. Let's say Eastern Virginia Medical School. Let's say we want to apply to College of St. Elizabeth. Let's say that one. Let's say South College. How about South College, Nashville? And let's see, University of Michigan. Okay, so we've picked a few programs here, and you can also search for a program here. You can type it in if you want. All the programs that I would search for have already passed, so I don't know of any to search for in particular here. Plus, this is it for right now. So then we can hit continue, and it'll take us to our application. So here are the programs that we just picked. We picked 6. So notice that the total fees for that is $454. So the first school that you apply to is going to be $179, and then for every school after that, it costs $55. Most people on average will apply to 7 to 8 programs. This is 6, so if we had added one more, that would have been normal. So then we're going to hit continue to my application. And this is the main page that you'll see like whenever you're going to fill out your application. So you'll pick some programs, and then if you sign out and then you sign back in, this is what you'll see. So let's just start clicking some stuff. So personal information, I'm going to click that. Release statement. So this here is just basically saying, you know, this is CASPA. Do you agree to the terms? So I'm going to come down here and hit agree. And then the advisor release. So it's basically you're authorizing CASPA to release your application to pre-health advisors if you want to. So let's just hit yes. And then we're going to hit save and continue. And guys, you have to complete all of this for your application to be ready to send. So I'm going to hit continue. So your biographic information is going to ask you for your name. I put Frugal PA. Do you have any materials under another name? So if you've gotten married, let's say you got married while in college, but your transcript is in your maiden name, then you would hit yes there. What is your legal sex? You can decline that, or male, female, whatever what is your gender identity, hit your date of birth, etc. So then we're going to go down to contact information, and you want to put your address here, and make sure, guys, that it is correct. And you also need to have your correct phone number in here, because if you were to get into a program, this is the address and phone number that they will contact you at. So if you change addresses or whatever, make sure to update this in CASPA before you submit your application. If you have already submitted your application and then you move, please contact that program and let them know, because if you get in, they will send all of that information to the address provided in the application, and you could get in somewhere and not even know you got in. And same with your email address. If you update any of this, if any of this changes, please let the program know, or just change it here if you haven't submitted your application already. So here is your address, and then your permanent address could be the same, could be your parents' house or whatever. Please put your phone number here. A lot of programs will call you. And then there's your email. So citizenship information. So if you're a U.S. citizen, put that. What state do you live in? Click that. How long have you been a resident, etc. Then we're going to go down to race and ethnicity. You don't have to click any of this stuff. It's not, highlighted or whatever for you to do. But it just gives them some, statistics. Family information. So you could put in your parent or guardian, or you can choose not to. For environmental factors, you can put I spent, the majority of my life in the U.S., but for part of my life, or for most of my life, I lived here, etc. You can put I was raised in a rural area or an urban area. And then, do you feel like you grew up in an area that was medically underdeserved? It's just some statistics for them. And then other information. So you can put have you got any misdemeanors? Do you have a felony? And that kind of stuff. I think also this is where you can put how COVID-19 has impacted your pathway to becoming a PA. And so then, let's see, then we're going to go back to my application. And then let's hit supporting information. So evaluations. This is where you send the evaluation to your advisor or whoever you want to send you a letter of recommendation. Make sure that you follow the school's guidelines. Some schools want one letter from a PA or a physician, one from a previous professor, and one from an advisor. I think one school wanted one from the pre-health committee at my school. So just make sure that you're following, the requirements of whichever schools you're applying to for that. So experiences, this is where you can put, a job that you've had, or if you volunteered. This is where you would put your patient care experience and the number of hours weekly, and the number of weeks in total hours. And then here you're going to describe what it is that you did. And then you can put in there your supervisor's names, when you started, their address. And then we're going to go to achievements. You can hit achievements. So for here, you could put I made the dean's list, or I was on the chancellor's list, or I graduated with honors. Licenses. Here you can put if you're a nurse, or if you've been CPR certified, or that kind of thing. And then we're going to go down to essay. This is where you put your personal statement. And if you notice down here to kind of the middle right, it says you have 5,000 characters. So if I'm typing something, let's just say I am the frugal PA, etc. That's 5 words. That's already 20 characters. So you have 5,000 characters. Use every single one of them. That's my advice. You'll find that if you don't have enough to say, if you're only filling like 2,000 characters or whatever, take a pause and like go back to it in a week or whatever, and try to add to it a little bit more. And I had, I think, 6 or 7 different drafts of my personal statement, and it was too long. I actually had to narrow it down. I think I had to get rid of like 1,000 characters. So whenever you're putting that in there, make sure it's flawless, make sure that there's no mistakes, and make sure that you're covering most, if not all, of the 5,000 character limit. Memberships, this is where you can put like, I was in the pre-health club, I was the president of this society, etc. So back to my application. Now we're going to put academic history. So the high schools, you could put whichever high school you attended. College, add whichever university you attended. Transcript entry. This is where you can, you could go to the college, so you add a college, and then you go to the transcript entry, and then you have your school send the transcripts to CASPA. So you just have to go to your records office at your school and or call them and have them send a transcript. And after you send them your transcript, a little thing will pop up saying professional transcript entry. It's $69. And basically what it does is, instead of you having to manually type in transcript, even though they send CASPA your transcript, you still have to type everything in manually, which I don't know why, you just do. But the professional transcript entry will do it for you, and it's $69, and it's very worth it, especially if you have attended multiple colleges, and is pretty much mistake free. So I think it's worth it. I did it, and it took a couple of weeks, so make sure that you do it far enough in advance that you're not going to skip any deadlines or miss any deadlines. So standardized tests, this is where you would put your MCAT score, your GRE, and then after you've applied to those schools, after you've literally hit submit application, then you go to the GRE website, and then you send your GRE scores individually to those schools. So let's go back to my application, and we're going to hit program materials. So here you'll have a list of all of the programs that you've picked. Then you can click on one, and it'll give you some details about the program and when it starts, and like, GPA must have a cumulative GPA of 3.0, etc. And it'll tell you, like, here's your prerequisite list. You need some upper level biology, microbiology, medical terminology. Please have a minimum of 250 patient care hours. And let's see. You have to have, here's the letters of recommendation. 3 letters of recommendation. 2 must be from a healthcare provider, a PA, MD, DO, or NP. So then this one, you have to upload your resume. That's a new one. I haven't seen that one. But anyway, and then down below here, it'll tell you, let's see, it starts in the fall. The start year is 2021. Here's the program. And the deadline for the application is April 1st of 2021. And you have to pass a background check. So we're going to scroll back up, and then we're going to hit questions. So here, let's see. I understand I'm applying to a developing program. Okay, so this particular program, you would be the incoming class. So you would just hit agree that you understand this is a developing program, and they may or may not get the eligibility for accreditation, which you have to teach people how to be a PA. Let's see. I understand that if a program does not receive accreditation, CASPA will not refund my application fee. Oh, that sucks. I didn't know it would do that. So how did you hear about the program? Oh, you just clicked on it. Like, so say how you found it. Here it requires that all transcripts be submitted through CASPA. So you'd hit yes that I did that, or no, I didn't do that. Requires 3 letters of recommendation. Have you completed the reference section? So you'd say yes or no. And then submit your GRE scores. Have you submitted your GRE scores to this code? So that code is specific to that program. It's not sending it to CASPA, it's sending directly to that program. So you would hit yes or no, yes I have sent it, or no I have not sent it. And then not available. I'm not an international student, so I would put NA there. But there it's asking you, like, can you speak English? So then we're going to go up, and then we're going to hit documents. Yes, continue. I know I didn't finish everything. So for this particular program, they want you to upload your CV or resume, and then it looks like they want you to upload a writing sample. What led you to apply to Ashland University, and what do you expect to take away upon completion of the program? So I guess you would just write a little essay about that, and then you would upload it there. Then prerequisites. So this is where you can see the prerequisites for the program if they require any. And this is also where, like, if you go to the transcript entry, you have to have already submitted your transcript and done the professional transcript entry $69 thing, or put it in manually. So that's it, guys. And then whenever you go back to my application, whenever you're done with all of that, it'll show like this little green bar will start moving, and it'll fill up the circle here. And then you can go to submit application. So if you ever want to delete a program, if you're like, no, never mind, I don't want to apply to that program, you can just hit like this red little trash can next to the school and say, yes, I want to delete the program. It took me forever to figure out how to do that. And then look, the price went down to $3.99. So, and whenever you fill up this green bar, it'll tell you to hit submit. You can submit one at a time if you want. It's just the first school will cost $179. So if you do the one school and then, oh, okay, 2 weeks later, now I'm ready to apply to South College of Knoxville, etc., then it'll be like, okay, now it's $55. So it won't charge you the first price again. It'll just charge you that one time. But if you apply year after year, then it'll start all over again. And then if we go to the check status here, here it'll tell you like your application is in progress or complete or whatever. It'll also tell you like transcript received or evaluation received, as in like they received the recommendation letter from whoever. It'll tell you that. It'll tell you if something's missing and all that. So that's just an overview of the CASPA. I'm going to log into my actual CASPA and show you guys that transcript thing real quick. Okay guys, so whenever you put in a transcript, this is what it will show. So I was a freshman in spring of 2016. That was my first semester. This was, by the way, put in by the professional transcript entry, and it took a couple of weeks. So I took history, algebra, music, first year experience in composition my first semester. A couple semesters later, then I was getting into chemistry and biology, and here's sociology and physics. There's trig. I see some zoology there, calculus, physics, cell biology, organic 2, etc. So that's what it looks like whenever it's put in there. So I have it kind of zoomed in a weird way so that you guys can't see where I went to school, but this is what it'll show you. It'll show you like materials received, professional transcript entered, transcript reviewed, and the prerequisite matching. So It basically means that I completed all of the steps. Alright guys, so whenever you go to click like which one is which, so for example it'll ask you like please click on 8 hours of organic chemistry or 4 hours or whatever it requires. So then you have like these plus boxes next to each course, and then you would click which one it is. So for example, if genetics was involved in that, then I would hit the plus button and there it clicks. But genetics is obviously not organic, so I didn't mess this up, by the way, because I've already applied and everything. But yeah, here it'll be like, okay, please click on all chemistry courses that you've taken. So I've got biochemistry, general chemistry 1, I've got some organic in there, and all of that. So that's kind of what it looks like whenever you're picking the classes for the prerequisites. So it'll ask you, okay, please click on this, please click on human anatomy and physiology or whatever. And then you go through and you click it. And then you can hit submit when you're done. Okay guys, that concludes this video on how to navigate CASPA. I hope it was helpful, and I wish you guys the best of luck whenever you're applying. If you have any questions, you can shoot me a question in the comment section below, and I will do my best to answer them. You can also email me at frugalpa@gmail.com, and I will get back to you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it.